Good morning, dear hearts. All right, this is lesson 185, my most favorite lesson in the entire workbook. I want the peace of God. We'll meet it again in the review. Favorite lesson. I want the peace of God. To say these words is nothing, but to mean these words is everything. If you could but mean them for just an instant, there would be no further sorrow possible for you in any form, in any place or time. Heaven would be completely given back to full awareness, memory of God restored, the resurrection of all creation fully recognized, the rebirth of everything that seems to have wandered away and has spent time and had pain and sorrow and misery and fear surrounding it. All of that would be reborn back to its pristine state that it first was in as it was created. The second paragraph says that no one can mean these words and not be healed, because these words are healing. The peace of God gives everything and returns everything to its original state, which is one of wholeness. It says many have said these words, but few have meant them. But why? Why would few have meant them? Well, it's because of the world that we live in and the world that we have invested in. We have invested so much into this illusion, into this dream. And it tells us that the world would be completely changed should two agree these words express the only thing they want. But do they really want it? Do I really want to give up this entire dream, this illusion? Well, I would hope that I do, because there is no peace or happiness to be found here. And in the illusion, minds cannot join. Minds can't join in dreams or illusions. They seem to try to come together, but they don't join, they bargain. Because in the illusion as it is a state of give and take. One must give, so the other must take, but there will never come together in a state of peace and oneness. It cannot happen in the illusion, because each mind has its own agenda. We have to renounce all of these dreams if we truly want to find the peace of God. Peace is joining. Peace is unity. These dreams, these illusions can only keep us in separate states. And it tells us that the mind, which means that all it wants is peace, must join with other minds, for that is how peace is obtained. Peace is not obtained separately. Peace is is obtained in unity. So in order to do this, part of our lesson for today, our practicing for today, is to go into looking at what dreams do I still have? What dreams do I still think I want to hold on to? And I will need to release all of my attachments to these dreams if I want the peace of God. And it's true that everyone does want the peace of God. I don't know or could think of anyone who doesn't want to experience peace. Now, remember in the introduction, it was talking about, our wordless journey, starting to release our need for all of these symbols that we speak. And it tells us to devote our practice periods careful searching of your mind to find the dreams that you still cherish. And what do you ask for in your heart? Forget the words you use in making your requests. Release the words. The words aren't meaning anything. They really have no meaning. But what is within my heart? And then as you look at them, and it says to ask, is this what I would have in place of heaven and the peace of God? And I'm sure it's a resounding no, that the peace of God indeed is everything that I want. It's everything that everyone truly wants. And it tells us, you want the peace of God, and so do all who seem to seek for dreams. For them as well as yourself, you ask but this, when you make this request with deep sincerity. So we're not asking only for ourselves, because again, it is not a separate request. We are asking for everyone, those who are still asleep. They too want the peace of God. Paragraph 11 says, no one who truly seeks the peace of God can fail to find it. Now, we just had in yesterday's lesson, and we've had it before, about this idea that no one can fail. And here it is again in today's lesson. No one who truly seeks the peace of God can fail to find it, for he merely asks that he deceive himself no longer by denying to himself what is God's will. God's will for us is to have this peace, and God's will be done. We know that. The peace of God is one of God's gifts, and all of God's gifts are meant to be shared with the entire sonship. They are not just for some of us, and we've spoken of this before. God gives but to unite, to bring all of his children home together. And the final paragraph for today's lesson says, it is this one intent we seek today, uniting our desires with the need of every heart, the call of every mind, the hope that lies beyond despair, the love attack would hide, the brotherhood that hate has sought to sever, but which still remains as God created it. With help like this beside us, and that would be the Holy Spirit, can we fail today as we request the peace of God be given us? We will not fail. We cannot fail. We have mighty helpers around us and companions, and this is God's will for us, to have the peace of God. And no one can lose, and no one can fail, and we will all receive it together. And this world of dreams will vanish from our awareness. I hope that helped. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment. Please be here tomorrow. These are wonderful lessons, and tomorrow is no exception. And please pray. Namaste.